exciting things are happening today. So this is like the brick outbuildings that I have out in my garden with the little roof area. This is where I tend to sit if it's really sunny and I want some shade and I'm combing wool or whatever. This part of it we call the laundry because it used to house like my tumble dryer and stuff. But at the moment, as you can see, let's go in here. So there's Sheila. Just random stuff, my bike, which, you know, very rarely sees the light of day. Table that Pete built me. So the plan is Pete's come up with a fantastic idea of making this into like a little workshop for me. I need space to do my weaving. I really, really want to do some weaving. So I think the idea is he's going to make me like a big long workbench that goes along here. Now this building isn't actually waterproof, but hopefully we can get that sorted a little bit. If I bring you down here, hello darling. Excuse the state of my garden. So I have tarpaulin sections in my garden because we are still deciding what we're going to do with this part of the garden. I'm actually now thinking that I might turn it into a wildflower garden, which I would absolutely love. But anyway, so this is what we've cleared out of the laundry so far. All of these are fleeces. Two of them are alpaca fleeces. Two of them are Ryland fleeces. And that one there is a blue tessel, not the one that I used before. It's a different blue tessel fleece. And then there's like some random things, a butter churn that I took from the village so I could learn to churn butter. Just random bits of like spinning stuff. So the idea is he's cleaned out like this garden box, which was in my garden, so that we can maybe make use of that as well. So yeah, I'm going to have a kind of outside workshop for all of my fleece and spinning and weaving things, which I'm super duper excited about. So, and behind here is my plants. That's sage. That's normal sage and purple sage. You've got strawberries. You've got mint. That one looks a bit worse for wear. But let me tell you, there's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Jeff's round for the day because we didn't want him left at home on his own. So he's around here. That there is Woden Weld. That's my madder. And these random little purple ones that came up. So these, I can't think what they're called. I do know what they're called, but we got them, I think, 4 years ago on a trip to Glastonbury. There was like a lady that was selling little pots of plants outside her house with like an honesty box. And I saw them and I loved them. Brought them home, planted them. They did really well the first year. And then randomly, they just keep coming up. And I thought this was an empty pot. So I put the madder in it. And now these are coming back up again. I absolutely love them. They're so beautiful. And then, yeah, down here, not entirely sure what's going on with that. Not an awful lot by the looks of it. I think, actually, originally that was chamomile, but doesn't look like it's very happy. More strawberries and my salvia plant. So, yeah, there we go. So it's all very exciting. It's all going on here today. Oh, yeah, this is like a... This was in the back of Pete's car. It's got like sections in it. And he was saying like I could keep wool in that as well. So yeah, we will keep you updated. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. How's everything going?
Covered in paint.
You are, darling. Look, he's literally painting it for me. You're a good man. I appreciate you.
Anything for you, darling.
You. I actually had no idea that you were planning on painting it.
I didn't. I didn't know.
He's ruined his best shorts.
Yeah, I have.
But I like that. It's nice blue.
Upside to the sweetheart.
Yes, darling. This is left over from my living room, was it not?
Yeah. And the bathroom. No.
No.
Kitchen.
No. Bedroom. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate your efforts. Because I loved the star, because I loved the bat that Sylvia sent me so much, and it's kind of started off this obsession with making coloured bats. I bought myself a blending board Now, I bought this because I want to see if I enjoy the process of making my own bats or whether I just find it frustrating. If I like it, then maybe eventually down the line I will get myself a drum carder. But for now, I'm quite happy just to try this. Now, I got it from a shop called Heidi Feathers on Etsy. It was brilliant. This was definitely one of the cheapest blending boards I saw. And it came with everything. It came with your rods. It came with a comb. It came with all sorts of like floof, which I've used to practice with. And it came with some other sort of, I don't know where they've gone now. Here. So some other like kind of off-cutty bits. And there's her. Is it going to focus? There's her shop. So I did actually take this away with me to carry on crafting, and I tried it just once, and I was like, something isn't right. Now, I've watched lots and lots of videos on people making rolags and making bats from blending boards, and I knew that when I was combing it on the blending board, the fibre wasn't supposed to come off like it does when you're carding with hand carders, but that was what was happening. So there was a lovely lady at Carry On Crafting who had bats there, and she also had an Ashford Kiwi 3 that she was spinning on. So I went and spoke to her and I said, this is the issue that I'm having when I'm sort of pressing down the fibres on the blending board. It's coming up onto the paddle like it would if I was using hand cards. She said, no, definitely shouldn't do that. She said her suggestion was to try like a tangle teaser, like plastic hairbrush with straight bristles. And so I thought, I've got one of them. So I've got my blending board out this evening. I thought I'm going to give it another go because I've bought the most beautiful colours of floof, and I really want to make myself a bat that I can spin as my next spin on my wheel. And it suddenly occurred to me that I'm sure that I have seen videos where they use the comb kind of this way rather than this way, which means that the bristles wouldn't be dragging the fibre off. So I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to give that a go and see if that works. It worked. I made a bat. Now, I probably will spin this up just for fun because, I made a bat. And it's my first one. It's got a little bit of sari silk in there, and then it's got the kind of fibres that came with my blending board. Now, the only thing that concerns me about this is I wonder whether Heidi Feathers is more geared towards wet felting, because all of the, I don't know if I've got any here, but the fibres that came with it, there you go, you can see there, had been cut. And that concerns me slightly because I know that you're not supposed to cut fibres because their likelihood is they'll end up sticking up out of your yarn. So yeah, they were all kind of, see, that end is nice and floofy, but that end is like you can see where it's cut fibres. But we'll see. I mean, this was just free floof that came with it. It was just a practice, but I'm super happy. Made a bat. So, but look how straight that is across the top where all the fibres were cut. And then that's how it is at the bottom. So I think we should make a bat. Now, anyone that's been watching for a while probably have a good guess at what colour scheme I went for. But I'll show you anyway. So these all came from World of Wool. And the reason that I went for floof from World of Wool is because they had the most beautiful coloured sari silk, which I really, really wanted to include in it. So I'll show you the colour. So I've got 100 grams of Corridel in the colour Raven. So that's black. And this is the most. So I bought 100 grams of this because I want the majority of it to be black with sort of colours sort of going through it. So yeah, if you get what I mean. I have a vision. I have a vision. The next one is Corridel Amethyst. Obviously, I got purple. Is that going to focus? And the next one is Corridel Emerald. So these ones are 50 grams. The emerald and the amethyst are 50 grams. And I got, these were the two Sari silks that I absolutely love. This is the one that I actually went on there for. This is Sari Silk Aquarium. And this is 50 grams, but obviously that is loads. It's pretty much going to last me forever, I think, 50 grams of that. What's this one? What was it? And I got Sari Silk Cauldron, which is black with all the same colours as what I'm going to put in my bat. So it just seemed natural that I got some of that. So I want to make up a bat that I can spin in order to make something for 100 Nights of Halloween. You see where I'm going with this? Like, there's a plan. There's a long-term plan here. Yeah, so I might make a couple of bats. So obviously, if I were to kind of split these three colours and then, I don't know, just put bits of these in every now and then. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this could end up being a hot mess. But the fact is, it's my first ever time using a blending board. And I'm super excited. And I don't care what it turns out like. I'm going to love it. It's another beautiful day here. I am outside. I was going to sit in the sun and do some spinning today, but I've just hung some laundry out and it's actually pretty hot. So I thought, do you know what? I'll position myself here in the shade and do some spinning. I really want to spin through so I made 2 bats the other night. They should be pretty much identical because I recorded myself doing the first one for you guys, and so I watched that through and made sure I got it as close as possible. So I've got the second bat here. I'm so glad I made friends with my blending board, because I absolutely love these. Right, so should we do like a tally throughout this video of how many times I say the phrase absolutely love? Because I was watching back on my previous videos and I say it all the time. At this point, I say it so much that it's almost like a stim. I say it a lot. I apologise if it annoys anybody. I kind of think to myself, you know, there are worse things I could be saying. And, you know, I'm just spreading the love in an absolute way. Dog just walked over the treadles of my spinning wheel. I've got a blanket down here so they can lay next to me. They like to lay on my lap. Obviously, that's not particularly convenient when I'm spinning. But yeah, so I am really happy with what came off the blending board. I have actually spun up one of the bats already. Oh God. This is what that's looking like. I'm not sure if you can really see that, but the colours are just me all over. They really are. I love them so much. It took a while to get the spin right. I was sort of not struggling. I wasn't struggling, but it took a while to get into my flow with that one. But I did get there, and I'm so excited to see how this comes up. I've got enough fibre for another 2 bats, I think. And then potentially a little bit left over that I could make up like a random one for some spindle spinning. Because these 4 bats I'm going to do on my wheel. And then it means that once Tour de Fleece is over, I have yarn that I can do something with for 100 Nights to Halloween. So I'm literally just tearing strips off and pre-drafting the strip and then going for it. I did sort of mess about a little bit with different drafting techniques while I was spinning the other night, because I still have a habit of slightly overspinning, and I don't want to. I want my yarn to be soft. I don't want it to be ropey. So I need to get out of that overspinning thing. I try to tread as slowly as possible, and I'm doing short forward draft at the moment because that's just what feels natural. But maybe I need to try something. Long draw. I still haven't tried long draw yet. Maybe I need to try a little bit of that, or maybe a bit of a combo. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to get spinning. I really want to spin through this bat and ply, but I have other things I need to do today. So just spinning through this bat is probably the most sensible aim. But we'll see. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, let's have a look. So we go through the door. Obviously, this is still a work in progress, very much so. There's Sheila. There's some bits and pieces. Oh, God. Sorry, camera's going all over the place. There's some bits and pieces that I've got out that I need to sort of find homes for. Butter churn. Some finished objects, which we'll show you in a minute. Under there, so that's a bag of kind of waste wool that's not for spinning, but it is going to be for my peg loom, which will also find its way in here, and we'll have a new permanent home in here. That down there is all my commercial wool, split into sections, but we'll go through it all properly next week. But I've got 3 days left next week until all the children are home. The older ones finish today, but this is my handmade warp weighted loom. Look at it. I'm so excited to start using that. So that's like Stone Age, Bronze Age, Viking, those sorts of periods. But yeah, I was gifted that. I only went and got it yesterday, so I haven't been able to have a play with it. So we'll have a play with that next week. My dear staff, in here is all my unprocessed fleeces. So all the bags of raw wool waiting for me to do something with them. These are going to be shelves. Of course, we've got Edith in here. This is my chair with my on air. So Pete's going to put lighting and all sorts in here. We're going to get stuff put on the walls, but I just absolutely love it. I've never had a little thing of my own for my crafting, and it's just incredible. A shopping trolleys on the wall. I don't know why they're still in here. They will be put somewhere else. But yeah, so there we go. It's how far we've got with my little craft shed. I'm recording in my craft shed. That's so funny. I hope it's not too echoey. I know the lighting's not great, but I've got kids. There's kids in there. They're going to come out any minute. So I just want to really, really quickly get this last bit done, and then we'll be good. So I have some finished objects. Firstly, I have finally finished Pete's socks. Is the best way to show you those? Finally, I can't find my second sock. I don't know where it is, so you just get to see the one in all its glory. But I'm so relieved. I wanted these finished before Tour de Fleece, and I'm not going to lie, I only had the toe to do, and it was a real struggle because all I want to do is spin. But yeah, I finally finished them last night, so I'm going to gift those to him today, and that will be a stress off, and I'll be so happy about that. The other finished object is my third skein of yarn, which in this lighting you can't. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. There you go. That's actually quite true to life. So this is my first ever blending board experience. I blended this up myself. It's all Corridale with some sari silk, which is why you've got like the occasional little pop of blue in there, and like there's thicker green bits. What else have we got in there? There's like pops of pink and stuff in there as well, but I absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. It's black, purple, and like an emerald green that I blended up on my blending board, and then just put little bits of sari silk in as well. So I'm really happy. I love this. It's my colours all over. So the deets on that is 217 meters, 237 yards, 0.217 kilometers, and 71 grams. I forgot to total up because I've got this on a scrap of paper. I need to put it into my journal, which I will do. But yeah, I love it. I haven't done my wraps per inch. Oh, this is the wrong one. It's the wrong wraps per inch card. Everything is working against me. Anyway, I'll do that later because I don't like using this one. I like my other one where you actually lay it into the grooves. Anyway, that's it for this video. I should be back again really soon. We are away this weekend at a steam rally. I love steam rallies. I love steam engines. I'm a proper geek. So yeah, I'll take you along there with me. But until then, just look after yourselves. Be kind to yourselves, and remember to keep your crafting fun.